So there was an iPhone that came out not that long ago, and I went ahead and I was testing it against all these other iPhones, and come to find out, it was a pretty disappointing experience. And this particular iPhone was the iPhone 16e. Now this is Apple's brand new $599 phone, and I went ahead and bought it, I compared it, I looked at it, and it's very interesting because I really do think for the most part for $600, not only could you buy a way better phone for $600 in used market, but I also feel like Apple could have probably just fixed one or two things inside of the iPhone 16e, and it would have been a way better device for the most part. Now, the first thing I want to get out of the way is that the 16e itself, it's not a bad phone, right? It's a pretty good phone. If you wanted to go ahead and pick up a phone, it's really not that bad of an option. And I do think if you're still in the market, it's not a terrible phone, especially if you can find one in the used market for cheaper. It's not bad. But I feel like number one, if Apple were to go through and just throw in like a dual camera setup inside of this phone, I genuinely do think this in and of itself could have probably been enough to basically go through and essentially, make this phone a little bit better from that particular perspective. I think having a single camera setup there was very, very weird, but the fact that Apple had the chance of basically doing that and improving this particular phone from that side, it could have probably been a little bit of a better experience in my personal opinion from that side. Now, on top of that, if they went through and they could have given us a dual camera setup, or they could have kept that single camera setup, but if they gave us a dynamic island inside of this phone too, that would have probably been enough to make this phone that much better. Now, I think what Apple could have done was they could have removed Apple Intelligence from this. Honestly, I don't really think people would have really cared that much, to be honest. But two, I think they should have also probably gone through, and if they were to do that, they didn't even have to give us the dual camera setup. So if they could have chose one, pick either a dual camera setup to give us or a dynamic island, I think that would have been a way better phone. But the fact that Apple decided to go ahead and stick with this type of outdated type of layout, in my personal opinion, was a really, really weird thing. The phone itself is outdated. The panel doesn't really look that great. It's just kind of like an outdated panel when it kind of comes down to it. And that's essentially the issue that we're in right now. So personally for me, I think the iPhone 16e is disappointing, and I really don't think I'd recommend people to buy it for the most part. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.